My name is Paul Alcorn. This reflection for Lent 2022 comes to you from the Second Congregational Church in Londonderry, Vermont. Unless it's pouring down rain, I walk nearly every day. Some days it's through the town in which we live, but on other days it is on the dirt roads around our home. As you know, if you live here in Vermont, there were some very cold days this winter. On those days, it would have been easier to stay home inside where it was warm. But there I was, hat, mittens, vest, winter coat, going for my walk. Walking in one direction often wasn't too bad, but when I turned into the wind, it was cold. I could feel myself shrink into my coat in an effort to hold on to whatever heat my body was generating, and looking around, it seemed that even the trees were doing the very same thing, holding on to whatever life energy they had until it became warmer and they could breathe and spread out again. It occurred to me that maybe Lent is a bit like that. A time set aside to intentionally acknowledge and to do our best to see and to face into the brokenness and the frailty of our humanity. A frailty and brokenness which we know and feel all too well, everything from the war in Ukraine to the stain of racism to the anxiousness of waiting for the doctor's report. A brokenness and a frailty that often makes us want to pull back and to pull in to find that place where it is safe and warm. And yet, because we are people of faith, we dare to turn towards the world around us just as it is, both heartbreakingly beautiful and heartbreakingly awful, and to walk in the direction of God's kingdom come and the promises of Easter. The promises that life is stronger than death, and that death does not have the final word, and that in the end the power of love will prevail over the love of power. Lent reminds us that we live in both places at the very same time, surrounded by the what is, and yet, in faith, because of our faith, continuing to walk towards the what will be. May I offer this prayer. Meet us where we are, O God, but leave us not there, as we walk through these days towards the promises of Easter. Amen.